So I think we're ready now. Hello again. And first of all, thank you so much to join our webinar about visas and everything you need to know about visas. And of course, we like in the future, you can join our country, Portugal. So let's start. Let's go. So today's program is all about visas. Is a type of visas we have, the application process, and of course, when you come to Portugal, you need to see what we can do after getting the visa. So we have two special hosts today, two special speakers. We have Gabriela Cabianca, is our immigration lawyer, and today she will provide a legal breakdown of each visa type and explain who classifies, how to apply, and what to watch out for. And in the final stage, we'll present to you Elena Castro, is our real estate manager, and she worked with us in Pros of Portugal. And Elena will walk you through how Pros of Portugal can support your move from visa preparation to settling into your new life here in Portugal. And of course, my name is Joana, and I work in Pros of Portugal too, and I'm a communication manager. So today I'm your host for this webinar. So let's get started. So Gabriela, is up to you.
Hi, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me right. Okay, great. So thank you so much, guys, to attend to our webinar. It's a pleasure to be here talking to you. So let me first introduce myself. My name is Gabriela. As Joanna said, I'm an immigration lawyer, and I'm here to help you. So let's talk about the types of visa, okay? First, we have to separate the two types of visa. The first type of visa is the temporary visa, okay? That's a visa to stay here in Portugal for only 12 months, okay? After 1 year, you must leave the country. And then there is the residential visa, okay? This type of visa is for people who intend to be here in Portugal for at least 2 years or more than 1 year. So the main visas, the visas that we work the most are the D7, the D8, sometimes the D2 golden visa, and sometimes the job seeker visa. Today we are gonna focus on the D7 and D8, also D2 golden visa and other types of visa that you may have some questions about it. Uh, so, Joana, shall we move on, or maybe I explain a little bit of each type of visa?
Yes, I think it's better to explain because we received a lot of questions. So first of all, thank you so much for your questions about D7 and D8 visas. So I think it's better to explain these two first of all.
Okay, so let's start by the D7 visa. The D7 visa is a visa for people who earn a passive income, okay? And when I mean a passive income, I'm not talking about salaries. I'm not talking about a type of income that you have to work to receive monthly. A passive income is the D7 is famous for the retirement people visa when the retirement people receive a pension, okay? So, but the D7 it's not specifically for retire. It's for every type of person that receive a type of pension. Could be a pension from your retirement, could be a pension from other other legal stuffs, or could be some type of rental contract. For example, if you have an apartment on your own and you rent this apartment for someone else, this rent contract, this lease agreement could also work as a passive income. So it's incomes that you don't have to work to get it. Investment and stocks, Profits and dividends are also another types of passive income. Okay. Um, Okay, so moving forward, the D8 visa, now for this type of visa, I'm talking about salary. This type of visa is for digital nomads, is for remote workers basically. You have to prove that you earn a, a certain amount of salary that I will explain later on, and now you have to prove that you earn a salary and that you're working for a company. In your contract, in your work contract, you must state, it must state that you can do your activity remotely. This is the first step for the D8 visa, for the digital nomad visa.
Perfect. I think it's a good explanation about this too, because we receive a lot of questions in the past weeks about it. And I think it's the most common visa people try to move to our country. But you can show us a little bit about the golden visa too and the D2, please.
Yes, of course. So the D2 visa is a visa for entrepreneurs, okay? It's for people who want to open a business here in Portugal. Or if you want, it's different than you want to invest. If you want to invest a certain amount of money, starting by half million euros, we are talking about golden visa. The D2, we are also talking about an investment, but we are talking about an investment to actually open a business here, open a company, run your own business here. um, that's different from the golden visa. Now the golden visa, right now, it's 2 years ago the rules were easier. It were better than the rules that are right now. But right now, the focus of the golden visa is investments, and the minimum investment is 500,000 euros. Um, and that's it. There are many options of many types of investments. Also, there is some type of donation for cultural areas here in Portugal that need some reconstruction and those things. But this is not an investment anymore. We are talking about a simply donation. So, but this is also part of Golden Visa, and it also gives you the residence permit.
Perfect, perfect. But I think the type of visas you explained um, perfectly. But we need to see how can I apply to that. So, Gabriel, I think you're ready to show us how to apply and what's the application process for the visas.
Okay, sure. Let's start by the required documents. Okay, so the required document, it's actually a lot of documents, but I will tell you the most important ones. Okay, so let's start by your passport. You must have a valid passport to apply for the visa. A valid passport is a passport that will expire in more than more than 2 years. So that's the first step. The second step is a clear criminal record. I receive a few clients that they have some kind of records about drink and drive. I mean, I've seen a few cases that the Portuguese embassy they actually accepted, but personal opinion, I highly recommend that you have a clear one without any type of past records or past crimes. Second step, a proof of accommodation. Later on, our head of real estate, Elena, is going to talk about the proof of accommodation better than I'm going to talk about. But for the residence visa, also for the temporary visa, it's mandatory to have a proof of accommodation here in Portugal already booked or already signed. Um, so FBI criminal, the criminal record, the proof of accommodation, a private health insurance. Private health insurance is also mandatory. Okay, we can, of course, we recommend a few private health insurance if our clients don't have one yet. Um, that's actually uh, all the required documents. I've said the main principal ones. So I think we could moving forward to the deadlines. Important time frames to meet during the application process. Normally, I advise my clients, if you are in a hurry, you better start prepare yourself and collect all the documents and all the material and start doing all the photocopies of your document, issuing the certificates, etc. Uh, 4 months before you intend to be here in Portugal, 5 or 4 months before. That's quite important because I know many times a client reaches out. Uh, Normally they are in a hurry, so I advise, please come down. You are not getting your visa tomorrow, okay? First, the embassy takes around 2 to 3 months to analyze your process. So we have to be patient for this time. We are not talking about a weekend in Portugal. We are talking about a life here in Portugal. People are moving your life here. So it's important to separate 4 to 6 months for this process. Where and how to apply? So Portuguese embassy or Portuguese consulate from your country of origin or the country that you have a legal residence. Okay, if you are in a country with a temporary visa or with a tourist visa, or you're just passing by a country, you cannot enter in a Portuguese embassy and ask for your visa and apply for your application. Okay, so if you are from United States, if you are from Canada, if you are from Australia, UK, you must go at this Portuguese embassy to request your visa. So common mistakes. The first, I mean, the most special common mistake is when people actually think they are applying for the right visa, but they are not. There is a difference between passive income and active income. Okay, so the D7, it's a passive income. If you receive a pension, you go for the D7. If you work if you work remotely in a company, you go for the D8. Sometimes people they are a little confused about it. They don't have a legal help, and they go for the wrong visa. You will get your application denied. Another difference between I'm not going to say the D7 or the D8, but I will give you another example regarding another types of visa. The D1, which is the work visa, and the job seeker visa. The D1 is a visa that when you already have a signed and properly registered work contract from a Portuguese company, then you go for the D1 visa. If you don't have a work contract from a Portuguese company, if you are unemployed and you want to come to Portugal to looking for a job, that's the job seeker visa. Um, what else? People that decided out of nowhere to book a hostel or a hotel or some kind of Airbnb for 3 or 4 months as a proof of accommodation, you probably will have your visa denied. So for this part of the process, it's important to have at least a legal help to guide you with this proof of accommodation process, because it's not as simple as you were thinking about. Um, and that's it. That's the common mistakes that I usually hear from some people.
Perfect. Yes, always we have common mistakes, and It's a lot of bureaucracy to move your life to a different country. And of course, we have excellent country, but you need required documents and of course the legal aspects. So imagine you move to Portugal, and what's next, Gabriela?
So, okay, so let's talk about the NIF, which is your your Portuguese tax number. This specific document, it's a document that you will need before you apply for the visa, okay? Right now, we are focused on the D7 and the D8 visa, the residence visa, okay? The D2 as well, the golden visa as well. But for example, here we are not focusing on work visas or job seeker visas, okay? So let's focus on the D7 and D8. The NIF, it's a mandatory document that you must have before you apply. The reason is to apply for the D7 or D8, you also must have a Portuguese bank account, a already open Portuguese bank account. And for that, to open this bank account, you will need a NIF to do this. So that's why the NIF is important. To get the NIF, if you are not here in Portugal, if you don't have a residence here, you will need a tax representative. Okay, me as a lawyer or the person who decided to hire could be your tax representative. Your tax representative must live here in Portugal legally. Um, so the bank account, yeah, the NIF and the bank account are documents that it's mandatory to apply for the visa. The bank account also, it's quite important because you will have to deposit a certain amount of money before you apply for the visa. So visa residence, understanding the difference between your visa and your resident permit. That's actually a really common question. So the visa. When I talk about visa, it's an authorization. Okay, it's an authorization an embassy from any country in the world gives you to authorize you to enter their country. So, for example, when you require a visa, even it's a work visa from the Portuguese embassy, the Portugal is allowing you to come inside. So that's an authorization. The resident permit, it's um, it's a permission, it's a resident card that you have to be here in Portugal legally, and you have the same rights as a Portuguese citizen. So this resident permit gives you the same rights as a Portuguese citizen. For example, use our public health system, study in our public schools, etc. Um, the residence visa, the visa for example, the D7 and D8, this visa will last for 120 days, for 4 months. Okay, after the fourth month here in Portugal, you will change your visa to a resident permit. Then you will receive a resident card in your house because you will be already here living in Portugal, and then they will mail, our border service will mail your resident card to your mailbox, to your house. About the Portuguese nationality. So by now, maybe in the future the rules will change, but right now, when you complete 5 years of legal residence here, you can request your Portuguese citizenship, or you can request your permanent residence permit. This type of permanent residence, I like to compare with the green card in United States of America. When you receive a green card, you are receiving a permanent residence. That's basically the same. You don't have to keep renewing in every 2 or 3 years anymore with your permanent residence. Or if you want to apply for the Portuguese citizenship, you also have this option. But as I said, by now you must live here for 5 consecutive years, and that's it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Gabriela. So I think you have the tools to move to Portugal as soon as possible. And of course, you have always the help of our immigration lawyer, Gabriela, and of course, help from Pearls of Portugal. So we have a special guest. Another guest is our real estate manager, Elena Castro, and she will explain a little bit more about the three main service for Pearls of Portugal. So, Elena, is up to you now.
Hello, Joanna. First of all, thank you for inviting me to this webinar. It's always interesting to have Gabriela as well explaining the visa. I should say that I stay with funniest part, that is the real estate, because visa it's a lot of bureaucracy. But I'm here to help on the part of the accommodation. Okay, Pros of Portugal has three types of service at the moment, but most of the clients that come to pursue a visa, they prefer to have the rental service, also because most of them don't know very well the country, our country, from the north to the center and the south. So they prefer to come first of all to have the rental, and then maybe in the future, because if they stay here for 5 days, as Gabriela was saying, most of them like to buy. But let's start for the rental service. Pros of Portugal enters on the market as I will say not a buyer's agent, but a rental agent in this case. So it's very important that first of all you know and understand the type of visa that you want. Okay, then the timeline. It's very important for us because if you pursue a rental apartment or house, rental property, we need to understand the timing, because if we search or if we start searching now the properties, most likely in September, October, the property it's not going to be available. Okay, so what we do in the rental service. We search all over the country, as you can see the map. Um, we make the search according with the criteria. So it's very important for when you're contacting us, you already know the region that you want to go. If you don't know the region, our experts also can give you a better perspective, but it's completely different for us to give a perspective from our side and you coming to Portugal and see it with your own eyes. Um, After that, we can arrange the viewings. If you're not able to come to Portugal, we can arrange the viewings online. So we make a virtual tours for your favorite properties. After that, we can also help you to get the lease agreement. The minimum is 12 months. That is also what you need for you to apply for the visa, 12 months lease agreement, and that it's also included in our rental service. After you sign the rental service, we have agents in Portugal that also will going to help you to change the utilities, water, electricity, internet, gas if needed. So all of that is going to be included in our service as well. We can collect the keys so that when you enter in Portugal or when you're planning to arrive to Portugal, you already have all the tools to start using the property. This is the main idea of the rental service. Okay, regarding to the buyer's agent, the process it's the same, but we need more time. When we are talking about buying a property, requires more time of search, more time to understand the criteria of each client, but the basis it's the same. Making search property research, according with your own criteria, organizing the viewings, make the viewings in person or online, helping you to negotiate the properties, and explain you how the process works. It's not hard. Um, but again, someone that comes to a country that you don't know and you don't understand the language can seems hard. But we are here to help you on that matter. We can also help you with the contracts, the preliminary contracts, the deeds, all the taxes that you need to pay. When you already have the property, we can also help you on the utilities. So all of this, it's included. The purchase support. The purchase support is for someone that already has the property that wants to buy or to rent. Okay, and we enter or we step in to help you to make the negotiations, to make a market analysis, to understand the conditions of the property. And again, with the contracts, utilities, everything. So the only thing that it's not included on the purchase support, it's the search, because the clients already contact us with a property that they liked. Okay. So these are the three main services that we have at Pearls of Portugal. One of the things that I also wanted for you to keep in mind, it's what Gabriela already explained to you before in this webinar. It's the Portuguese tax number and the Portuguese bank account. I should normally say that without your NIF, you don't do anything in Portugal. So this is mandatory for you to have it before making any rental agreement, any purchase, anything. Okay, so it's very important to have that when we have this communication with Gabriela. If you work with her on the visa, we can help you on that, and we all the time coordinated to understand the timings. Real estate, it's a lot about timing. Okay. And I think it's that, of course, the passport needs to be valid as well. But the rest, it's quite straightforward when people know and understand the region and what they want. It's quite easy to do things.
Great. Thank you so much, Helena. Great explanation of our main service. And of course, we have a lot of service. So please go to our website and our platforms too. So you have an idea of the things we do in Portugal. And of course, you never be alone with us. So we support everyone to come to Portugal. So the fun part, we have, sorry, our Q&A session. So if you want to make a few questions to Elena or Gabriela, please raise your hand. But if you are shy or feel a little uncomfortable, you can write in the Zoom chat the questions you want to answer it. But we have one one question. So Gabriela, I think it's for you. So we have like anonymous. So I think is a shy person. So Gabriela, we have a question for you. So which type of visa is for job seekers?
The type of visa for job seekers is the job seeker visa, literally. So if you want to come to Portugal to looking for a job, you will have 4 months to find this job here in Portugal. It's important to keep in mind that this job must be a formal one. So this job must be with a contract. Okay. If you, for example, let's say that you don't find your job in 4 months, in 120 days, and you will need more 2 months. You are going to your interview at our border services, okay, in 120 days after you arrive here, and then you will request for more 60 days, for more 2 months. Then you will have 2 months to find this job. if you do, if even in within these 2 months, these more 2 months, you don't find the job. So in total will be 6 months. You don't find this job. You don't find a job. You will have to go back to your country, wait for 1 year, and then request the job seeker visa again after 1 year. This just a little explanation. This type of job, it doesn't have to be necessarily in your area of graduation, in your area that you have a master's on. It could be any kind of job, okay? But you must have a signed work contract with a Portuguese company here in Portugal to get your resident permit through this type of visa.
Perfect. I hope the question, the anonymous person here is answered perfectly. So, any more questions? We can wait 2 or 3 minutes. If you feel uncomfortable to speak in public, don't worry, you can write in our chat room or, of course, in our Q&A session and down below. So we can wait a little bit more.
Don't be
Or
shy, guys. That's the
don't be
time
shy.
for the questions. I'm here to help.
Let's say 2 minutes to give you guys a little time to think. But Gabriel, I think it's a good perspective about job seeker and because people want to live in Portugal because they want a new life, but of course to have a career too. So I think it's a good question and to see which visa is suits perfectly in this kind of perspective. Oh, we have 2 more questions. Perfect. So we have a
Okay, good.
question for from Michael. Thank you, Michael. Sorry, Michael. No, Michael Schmidt. So I have a freelancer job offer from the US and thinking about moving to Portugal is very good country. Great, Michael to get my HR 2.0. Are you supporting also with this process?
Yes, Pros of Portugal support you with the NHR process. Okay. Um, the company is going to guide you with an accountant or with a lawyer specify in tax area, which is quite important. Also, when you come to Portugal, it's important for you to have your own accountant, your personal accountant that you can that you can trust, and the accountant will do the your tax process for you. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Gabriela. Michael, we hope we can answer perfectly your question. So thank you so much for your question. But we have another one for Gabriela too. So, Mike, thank you so much, Mike, for your question. So, what is the minimum monthly income I need to earn for the D8 visa?
Perfect question, Mike. So you have to earn at least for the D8 visa 3,000, 3,480 euros per month as your active income monthly. Okay, this salary is gross. Thank you for your question. That's an important question.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Mike. And we have another one from John. I think it's John. Okay. Thank you so much for your question too. So John has now the turn is for Elena. Elena, what are the best regions for real estate at the moment?
John, I can say that there's not the best region. There's the region it's where you can feel comfortable to go. I could say that the north it's very beautiful, very green. You have a lot of nature. If you go to the center, you also have a lot of nature. The weather it's a little bit different. And then when you go to the south of Portugal, you have the Algarve. In terms of temperature, it's amazing, but maybe it's not so traditional as in the north or in the center. But it depends a little bit if you want to rent or if you want to buy, the type of property that you're looking for. It depends a little bit. But for me, if I was me to come into to Portugal, I will prefer to go to more interior inland cities because the properties are more cheaper at this point, at this moment. You also have a lot of life quality that I believe that people that are pursuing the visa, especially the D7, most of them are retired and they like life quality. They like to be surrounded by nature. So I'll say more inland regions could be a good choice at this point. Of course, depends if you want to be in a big city as Lisboa, it's always a good choice. For me personally, I prefer Porto. It's a little bit small, but you have everything. You have all of what you need. You have good accesses. You have a great airports to travel. But it's going to depend a little bit of what is your idea when you're coming to Portugal. I hope this helps.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Elena. We are a little bit suspect about it because we're from Porto, so it's a great city in Portugal. But we have one more question. So this is for Gabriela from Michael. Do you have to apply for a visa, D7, as a EU German citizenship?
Hi, Michael. No, you don't have to request a visa as you are an European citizen. So, at the moment that you come to Portugal, you will go to the town hall and you will request your certificate of residence of European citizens. Period. It's just simple as that.
Great. Very simple. We have one more question to Gabriela. Today, Gabriela, you are like a celebrity. You have a lot of questions. Could you help me get the NIF and open a Portuguese bank account without me having to go to Portugal?
Great, Mike. Great question. Um, yes, we can help you do that. You don't have to actually come to Portugal, be here physically to get a NIF and to open your bank account. We can do everything remotely. So you can stay in your country while we work for you on that.
Great, perfect. Thank you so much for your question, Mike. And we have another one. He's an anonymous account, so he's a shy person.
It's
And
okay.
so it's okay. So, when am I eligible for permanent residency?
After 5 years living here, after 5 straight years living here under your temporary residence permit, important, you must keep renewing your residence permits to get your permanent one.
Perfect. Thank you so much again, Gabriela. We have time for one or two more questions. If you have any question, please write in our Zoom chat or simple raise your hand in the Zoom control. So we are very happy. You can share your thoughts and your doubts too. So we can wait one more minute so you have time to think and to write your questions. Let's wait a minute. Oh, we don't have a question now, but Mike, thank you so much for your thoughts. And I hope you like this webinar. And I will hope we can see you in Portugal very, very soon. So thank you so much. And of course, you can always contact Gabriela. We share with you guys all the information about Gabriela and of course, Pros of Portugal. So you have our support to move to our beautiful country. So we don't have more questions now. So is our farewells. So thank you so much. It was very fun and it was a great time to spend with Gabriela and Elena and with you guys. So we hope we can see you very soon in Portugal. And please let us know if you have future doubts or uh, queries about visas and of course uh, our main service from Pearls of Portugal. So I will share with you guys the Pearls of Portugal main informations and of course the information of our immigration lawyer, Gabriela Cabianca. So if you need more information, don't be shy. You can always send us an email or contact our company. So thank you so much. I hope I can see you very, very soon. And have a great day. And of course, have a great, great weekend. Thank you so much. And I will share with you the words in Portugal to say goodbye is adeus. Bye bye.
Thank you so
Bye.
much, guys.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Joanna. Thank you so much, Elena. And
Thank
thank you
you.
all for being here. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you so
Bye
much.
bye. Thank you.